She seemed to have it all. A good career, a great family. Former news anchor Bree Walker had overcome a disability to rise to the top of the news world until it all unraveled. Tonight, only on CBS 2, Bree Walker breaks her silence about her recent DUI arrest and the night she hit rock bottom.
I'm Bree Walker, and this is Action News at 11.
20 years ago, Bree Walker was a popular anchor and reporter right here at CBS 2 in Los Angeles, anchoring alongside her husband, Jim Lampley.
The troubleshooter needs to look into, you can call our troubleshooter hotline.
Her broadcasting career began in radio, transitioned into TV, first in San Diego, then New York, and then LA, and across the world.
Mayhead wants to know what happened to my hands, but we need someone to translate.
Bree made history in national headlines reporting the news with a rare congenital condition called ectrodactyly. She was born with abnormalities of the hands and feet. But that didn't stop her from pursuing a career in journalism or discussing her condition on camera.
In my case, should I choose to have children, within about 12 to 14 weeks when the fingers and toes develop, I should be able to see whether my child would have this or not. And of course, I have a chance of passing it on.
And knowing how well you have done in spite of your handicap, you would not choose to abort.
Well, I consider that a very personal question. I would not.
She became a spokesperson and advocate for ectrodactyly, and years later had 2 children who both inherited the condition. Like many moms, Bree put her high-powered career on hold to stay home and raise her kids. After 6 years with CBS 2 News, she walked away from the anchor desk in 1994. But once her kids grew up and her marriage to former co-anchor Jim Lampley ended in 2000, she says she lost her sense of self-worth.
Retirement hasn't been easy, particularly in these last few years.
Today, Bree admits she's a shell of her former self.
A lot of women kind of go through this empty nest syndrome, or they do feel sort of useless or not wanted or not worthy.
Yes.
Is that what was happening?
Yes, I had my self-esteem wrapped around my kids and my career, my marriage and my home. I was trying to disappear and be anonymous, and by golly, I thought I'd accomplished that.
Until this past February.
Can you talk about the incident?
It feels like my bottom. I pray to God it's my bottom.
Bree was driving back from San Diego and celebrating someone else's sobriety when she stopped off at a liquor store, got a bottle of vodka, and got back in her car.
I remember bits and pieces of it. I remember that several squad cars pulled up.
Anaheim police pulled her over after midnight.
I don't remember if I actually refused the breathalyzer or I took the breathalyzer, or I know
Brady says you refused to take the breathalyzer.
Yeah, well, yes.
She was arrested for DUI.
I didn't make that phone call that they allow you to make after you've been arrested and thrown in jail. I didn't make that phone call because I was so embarrassed, ashamed, numb, dead inside.
The following day, Bree says it all began to sink in when she saw her mugshot on the news.
It was terrifying, embarrassing, humiliating. I deserve that. On the other hand, I looked at that scared deer in the headlight expression on my face, and I cried.
The days since have been full of self-reflection.
I woke up after maybe an hour of sleep, crying uncontrollably for about a half hour, and I realized I'd had a moment of grace. And that's when I thought, okay, I'm ready. I'm done. I'm done. And I need your help, and I need your help, and I need a public eye on me because I'm a public nuisance.
This honesty is so brutal, Bree.
Bree checked into outpatient rehab the day of our interview.
I have chronically relapsed, and it is time to face that and understand the job now is recovery. I don't want the spa treatment. I want the hard work. I'm enough of a sneaky cheat liar that I will lie to myself if I'm getting, you know, the massages and the spa treatment and feeling really good. That's all it's going to take. If I start to feel too good about things, if things are starting to go too well, I'll find a way to it up. I know that about myself.
Bree is still coming to terms with the reality of that night.
I certainly didn't intend to hurt anyone else, but I could have killed someone that night. And I don't think I could have lived with that, Pat. I don't know how people do.
There's no known risk of contracting AIDS by social contact.
She looks back on the positive impact her reporting once had on the people in her stories and the viewers who learned from their experiences. Now, she hopes sharing this story publicly will help hold her accountable for her actions in the future and possibly help others struggling with alcoholism.
I thought, what the hell? I got nothing to be secret about anymore. If I can help somebody by coming out, if someone takes a look at this ignominious moment in Bree Walker's life and says, I don't want to have a mugshot like that on record anywhere, then maybe I will help. I was contributing to the epidemic of DUI, so I have to be outed, or I'll be deadly.
Bree appears to be on the road to recovery. Tomorrow at 5 p.m. on CBS 2, we'll share with you what Bree's learned these past few weeks in rehab and what an expert has to say about moms who deal with empty nest syndrome and how it can trigger alcoholism. We've also invited Bree to join us live on set tomorrow on CBS 2 News at 5 o'clock. We hope you'll join us for part 2 of Bree's story. That's tomorrow at 5, only on CBS 2.
You do have to hope she's hit the bottom.
There's no question.
Come back up.
Paul, my heart goes out to Bree because I really think she's trying very, very hard. She admits, and that's the first thing you have to do, is own up to what's happened to you and what you've done to yourself. And
I'm excited to see her
she's
tomorrow
doing
because
that.
When she first got into television broadcast journalism, she worked with me in San Diego, and I haven't seen her in 31 years
Well,
in person.
You know how good she was in San Diego also.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.